Good afternoon, and it's an absolutely beautiful day where I am. And yes, my main news, we have a new arrival. Yep, the new addition to our family has landed earthside. My 8th grandchild and 7th granddaughter. I'm going to do a little sort of montage movie, which I'll upload when I get home, showing you her. She was born lunchtime Friday, so she's 48 hours old, and I saw her yesterday. And yeah, she's number 8, and I'm thinking I'll see if I can find all the pictures I've got of all of my grandchildren, my first pictures with them, and put those together in a little montage as well. Right, filming today, I'm using my rear camera. So I haven't got a foggiest idea what I'm filming. I can't see a thing. So you might get my forehead, you might get my chin, slim chance you might get my full face. I'll also turn it round later. Apparently using the rear camera is supposed to give you a much better quality. I don't really know if it does or not. So if I do both, maybe you could tell me in the comments if you think it's actually better. Right, so today, some people just coming around the corner, so I'm going to take a little detour. Today, last night, overnight, the clocks went back onto winter time across the UK and across a lot of Europe, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Not sure, I've got no idea, as I said, what I'm filming, but it is a beautiful day here. I've actually had to take my jacket off. I only had like a fleece, which is now wrapped around to my midriff, making me look a bit like a Teletubby. But it's just too warm. In the sun, it's absolutely gorgeous. And actually, October has been pretty warm, actually. Got some friends who were in an Airbnb down on the marina on the coast here in Brighton a couple of nights ago. And they were sitting outside on the deck having a drink at 10 o'clock in the evening at the end of October. It's been quite wet as well, but in between the wetness, to be mild, in between the wetness, in the sun, it has been really warm. So I'm enjoying the day. There really isn't much, or if any, autumn colour at all yet. Because it has been so mild, I guess, very little autumn colour. So yeah, still very green, which, I mean, personally, I love. You know, if it could stay this temperature all through the winter, I'd be happy living in England. And that sort of brings me back to sort of what we might chat about, this whole thing with grandchildren and commitments and being around and not being around. Yeah, I think as I walk, that's probably what I'll chat about. Again, I think my second video, I did exactly that. So yeah, but it's very pertinent to my life and to what I'm doing with my life and what I hope to do with my life. So yeah, I think that's where I'll go. So there you have Juniper Lou, born the 25th of October 2024. It's funny, ever since I heard that she was going to be called Juniper, I've had, for those of you old enough to remember, I've had Donovan's song Jennifer Juniper in my head going round and round, so no doubt I'm going to be singing a version, a sort of an amended version of Jennifer Juniper to her quite a lot, I would imagine. Okay, talking about camera, I'm now using the selfie camera. So there is a difference. I mean, one I can see, and I can actually hold it further away because I've extended my telescopic thingamy. So yeah, I don't think the background is as clear. Maybe that's the main thing. Not sure. Is there much difference? Let me know down here somewhere if you think there is, if you think the quality is better. I think because supposedly the quality is better, and I'm now realizing I'm doing that thing when you're using the selfie camera, that you look at yourself straight on the screen, thinking that you're looking at the people who will be watching, but you ain't. You need to be looking at that camera over there. Hello. So now I should be looking as if I'm head on, but it does feel weird looking at that. Whereas with it backwards, seems to be easier. So I think I'm going to switch now. Okay. So I'll see you that way on the other side of the camera. Right, before I switch it around, I'm just going to go around the woods. I'm somewhere called Slindon Estate. For anybody who doesn't know me, I live in Sussex, which is south of England, and I actually live on the coast. And Sussex is a beautiful county. And this is called Slindon Estate, and just here, yes, which is a huge country estate. We've got a few around here. We've got one called Angmering Park Estate, and it's all part of the South Downs, really. And we have the South Downs was made a national park a few years ago. So yes, that's where I am today, and it's the 27th of October. The clocks have gone on to winter time, and that's actually quite a nice photo, isn't it? I might just take a screen grab of that before I start talking to you again. Okay, so we're trying to make adjustments here so that I'm filming sort of me, but a bit of countryside as well. Oh, I've actually got a tree here that's got a little bit of yellow in it. Whoa, let's have a look. Not exactly masses of autumn colour, but as I've said, we're not getting much of that. Right, I've got people and a dog coming towards me now, so I'm going to just move into the woods a little bit, I think. Right, here we go. Oh, I do love actually walking right in with the trees rather than, oh, yeah, just checking my mic was still working, rather than along the footpaths. Yes, so where was I? Grandchildren and feeling, well, sense of duty, sense of commitment, but also balanced, of course, with the love that you naturally feel for them. So very distracting when people are walking right by you. I think I said in that second video I ever made about me wanting to do something for me more with my life, rather than just being a mother and a grandmother, which I've done for an awfully long time, 40 odd years. My first daughter, Cara, was born in 1980. So yeah, I've been a mum and then a grandmother for 44 years. And a lot of that, I was a full-time mum, and that's what I really wanted, to be a full-time mum. I've got absolutely no regrets whatsoever about that. And also I absolutely love being a grandmother, because I think also said this, I didn't grow up with grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody around me. And to be quite honest, I never expected to have, I never really thought about grandchildren, quite honestly. I really didn't. We moved around so much when my girls were growing up. And one, I never thought we'd all end up living very close to each other. And two, I thought they'd be off gallivanting around the world, which they did, in part, you know, for some time. So yeah, I honestly didn't think about it, and I feel incredibly blessed to have all my, not just to have all these gorgeous grandchildren, but to actually have them. They're about half an hour drive from me. At the moment, both families, my two daughters who have children, both families live in Brighton and Hove. It's about a 30-minute drive from where I am. So I see them all every week. And I fully intend, my daughter, she's had a caesarean. So she's got that 6-week recovery time. So obviously I'm going to be around helping as much as I can, going over a couple of times a week at least, batch cooking meals, you know, all that sort of thing. So I'm not planning on doing any house sitting through the winter, basically, unless something interesting for a weekend comes up, because it's during the week really, you know, with school runs with the older children, helping out with that sort of thing. Half term holidays, school holidays, is when I get a bit of a break usually. So yeah, so where am I going? Where are my thoughts going? Yeah, just sort of back to that. So I won't be doing much traveling until next spring probably, and then just sort of just small amounts of small house sits probably until I stop working. I'm going round in circles here. I really need to move on a bit. Just one moment. Okay, I was sort of failing miserably with that sort of back camera there. So I've switched this round so that I can actually see myself. I can see what's behind me. And again, you know, let me know if you think that it makes any difference in the quality. There's also a sort of vanity element, because I've realised that in order to get my face in, for some reason it's sort of looking up, so you got the sort of chin going on, and us women of a certain age prefer, you know, not to have that on display too much. Okay, right, I'm attempting to follow some arrows here. I don't know whether I'm, yeah, because there's a footpath there that's a sort of route, and I came up here in the spring and I was fine. You know, just wandered around happily and didn't get lost. I came up here about this time last year and followed, I thought, that route, and I ended up miles and miles up in, probably not miles and miles, but you know, quite a way up in Slindon village, and the arrows just seemed to be making no sense whatsoever. And it was this time of year, the clocks had just gone back and it was getting dark, and I had no idea where I was, and I was sort of asking people, and so saying, I'm in the car park that's sort of down there, and they were going, oh, don't know, what about that? And because they were right up the top end rather than the bottom end, and they didn't know where it was. They'd come across the downs, they hadn't come that way. No signal whatsoever, so I couldn't go on Google Maps and try and work it out. And people go, oh, I think you need to go this way and that way, and I'd end up going around in circles. So today, well, I'm a little bit earlier for one. That time last year, I ended up basically having to flag down a car which had 3 adults and about 3 dogs, and asking them if they knew which car park I was talking about. Fortunately, the guy did, and then they offered me a lift, thank God. Otherwise, and it was much further than I thought, and otherwise I would have been totally lost in the woods. So yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on where I'm going today. I haven't done that so far. I've just been nattering away. I haven't got the foggiest idea where I am, except that I am on the little arrowed route, so hopefully that will be positive. Okay, so yes, so picking up sort of house sitting and hopefully getting to Portugal or a couple of other places, to sort of spend a little bit of time and get a feel for them and decide, you know, do I want to move? Do I want to just sort of travel and come home? If I do want to move, do I want to rent? Do I want to buy? All that sort of thing. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'll probably do a few little walk and talk videos over the next few weeks. I've got one planned for one day this week. Looks like we are still getting some sunny, warmish weather. So yeah. So yeah, and I think even though I'm using this front-facing camera, and I talked about looking at the lens rather than the screen, I think I've probably been looking at the screen mostly. I'll get there one day. I mean, that's the whole point of me starting this channel, before I'm really getting into the sort of travelling and house sitting, so that I can practice, so that I can make a mess and still upload the videos. And then by the time I'm making proper videos, hopefully they will be reasonably decent. So I'm going to keep on walking, and then if I see anything very picturesque, I will show you. Okay. So there are plenty of autumn leaves on the ground in all the squelchy mud. As you can see, it's very, very muddy. As I said, it has been raining quite a lot, and I have actually put on my wellies today rather than forgetting and ruining all my shoes, which I've been doing quite a lot recently. So yeah, that's very pretty, isn't it? Maybe I'll stop there and just take a photo of that.